Can you believe this coastal beauty started as a smelly tuna can? Yep, we're turning trash into treasure today. Welcome to day 1 of DIY of the day. Let's dive in. Hello, my YouTube people. How you doing today? We are starting off with this used can of tuna. The first thing I did was wash it out with a mixture of dish soap and baking soda to clear up that smell. I did that about 2 or 3 times. I'm mixing a little blue acrylic paint with a white chalk paint to give the inside a coastal chalky ocean feel. You can use whatever shades feel beachy to you. Turquoise, seafoam, even navy. Then you're going to turn your can around and start gluing rope to the bottom of the can and wrapping up. Wear your protective, when you're using hot glue, wear your protective little silicone finger protector. Especially when starting this phase, because you do not want to burn your finger when you're starting this off. I'm using Nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. I started at the bottom and glued my way up, wrapping the entire outside in tight, even rolls. So I'm going to start off with putting a dot in the center, and I am going to start off by placing my rope right at that center point and start the circular form and start building my circle around that. Again, guys, this does not have to be perfect because we are going to go over this with some paint. So don't worry about any little gaps that you might have. You want to try and get it as neat as possible, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get it to be absolutely perfect. So once I get to the edge, I'm going to get the glue between the rope and the can. So you're actually going to try and glue both at the same time, but you're gluing more to the rope. You want to glue more to the rope than to the can, if that makes sense, because then you're going to start the row going up the sides. Don't worry about the excess glue because we can cut that off later. So now you can see mine is not perfect by any means. I have a lot of gaps. The can kept turning on me, but that is okay. I'm not going to worry about that because I'm going to fix it later. Once you get to the top, you're going to want to glue it to the top layer of the rope so we can finish it off nicely. You can see my fingers are sticking there. Again, don't worry about the finish. We're going to go in and clean it up later. That looks really good. I'm just manipulating it. I'm just manipulating it now just to make sure that the circle is nice and even. And I'm going to cut off my end and make sure that it is glued to the last bit of the top layer. You can trim this down, or you can glue this down with the glue gun so that it all lays flat. I'm going to go in and start pulling off some of the excess glue. Again, this does not have to be perfect. We are going to go over it. As you can see, mine is not perfect by any means, and I have that gap there, but that is going to be an easy fix. I'm going to take my chalk paint and I am going to start painting all over the entire outside, including the rope. This is going to give it a really nice seal, and it's going to cover up all those gaps. You see? Problem solved. I really like the way that it actually makes everything look meshed together. I really think that that's a cool effect, and I'm really loving the way this is turning out. It kind of gives it that worn-in coastal look, and I love it. Okay, so go ahead and make sure that everything's covered up. You can go ahead and clean away any of those glue strands later, but it kind of looks good because it kind of makes it look like the mesh or netting that you see in these coastal, that you can see on a rope or on a beach. You always see some kind of net somewhere. So I'm loving the texture that this is giving. I'm going to go ahead and paint the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and get that little centerpiece where that gap was, and it covered it right up. Go in with your chalk paint and dab any of those little holes that you've missed. touch it right up, and soon this will be good to go. Set it down to dry, and then we will come back to it later. In the meantime, I have these little Dollar Tree shapes and shells, and I think that this is going to be perfect. I have my chalk paint, and I have two blue acrylic colors that I'm going to go ahead and play with. I'm going to give it a mix of color and texture, and I have my three colors here, and I'm going to experiment with giving these seashells and our little octopus friend some nice texture and color. I love the beach, guys. I love all the colors of the beach. I love all of the blues. I love all of the icons. I love all of the seashells. I love all of the animals. I just live to be at the beach. I just love it so much. So when I have a chance to design some coastal decor, I'm all for it. And it's even more exciting because I am using a used tuna can. You know how I am about my upcycled trash to art. I love the sustainability of this project. I love the fact that we can use items that we would normally discard and make them into really pretty, trendy home decor. The coastal trend is so hot this season, and I was so excited to bring you this DIY. This is going to be part of a series, so you're going to see a lot of little nautical things popping up within the next few videos. I love this DIY. I think this is super easy and it's super relaxing and a lot of fun to make. I decided to paint my little octopus friend in blue, but I love the streaking that's going on here, and I love dabbing the paint on to give it a different kind of effect. It gives us some depth. I'm going to paint my seashell here with different blue colors, and as you can see, I am incorporating the two blue colors and the white all throughout my seashells to give it that really, really pretty beach look. Now I am going to cover that hole with the octopus leg, and you're barely going to be able to tell that it was there. So see, guys, it does not have to be perfect to look really cute. As a matter of fact, I really love the fact that this is not a perfectly aligned rope. I don't think that it would be seen like that if this was really on a beach. The ropes are never perfect when you're looking at ropes that are sitting on a beach or on a boat. I love the way that they're tangled, and I think that this captures the essence of that. I'm going to put the seashell next to my octopus friends. We're going to cover up any inconsistencies on the outside with our shell, and I think that this is a really nice placement. I went ahead and I generated a little circular nautical voyage little label that I want to put there on the center of my trinket tray. I'm going to use Mod Podge to attach it, and I'm going to go over it with the Mod Podge to seal it in. This is so easy to make, guys. I hope that you try this. Let me know in the comments if you're going to try this. I hope that you do. I love the fact that I'm using a tuna can to create this nautical little trinket tray. I feel like I am just giving back to the whole cause. It's just so on brand. A little can of tuna and a little coastal trinket tray. What do you guys think? If this is your first time here, my name is Maria. I go by A Talented Latina. If you see value in this video, please like and please subscribe. But most of all, guys, I want to hear your comments. I cannot wait. I'm super excited to bring you all of the other DIY of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.